go live. Ghetto bird. About to go live. About to go live, y'all. Maybe not. Testing, testing. Show. Everything was going so smoothly until the camera cut out and it started spinning. I didn't know what happened. Can't believe the music here. Testing, testing, testing. There we go. Hey, welcome you guys. Welcome to the Jetty Jet Show. I'm Jetty Jet. We chilling out here. Live stream. What's up, you guys? We got I'll see you later. Hello. OG, as your early squad. Early gang. Yev son. Anita. Link. John. Welcome to the show. Please bear with me. I got just a new setup, trying to configure some things. It's been pretty crazy. I was thinking maybe I wasn't gonna stream tonight, but I said I would stream yesterday, so let's do a quickie. Let's do a quickie stream. Let's make sure I get my chat up. Pop out chat. Hey, hello, welcome you guys. How's everybody doing tonight? So tonight we're going to do this. We're gonna do some of the same things we did last night with the other drawing. But before I do that, I wanna go over some of the things I touched up with this drawing. One second. Please let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. Yeah. Kind of drunk. Yeah, it's Friday. It's a good time to be drunk. Let me get this display back up. Yeah, there we are. Hey, Geo back. Doing good. The Green Tree, Ubu, Wyatt, Orlando, OG. I'll see you later. Cool. Thanks for the sound check. All right, gotta get the jitters out. Okay, I don't know what the hell, man. It's weird. Anyways. Okay, so some things that I noticed from from this drawing. Make sure I can see this. Some of you spoke up and I listened. and I agreed. So like something about her hips was a little, it wasn't her hips now. Some people were complaining or noticing that, critiquing, saying that her back was broken. And to an extent that it might look like that her back is broken, and it sounds like I'm making excuses, but technically her back is fine based off of the picture reference that I used. The problem was with the shadow and also the feet, the plane of the feet. So let me back it up here. Oh shoot. All right, so this was, no, this is the new one. Okay, so this was the original. Wait, no, wait. That isn't the original all the way. Pull it up. This one? Yeah, okay, so this one's a good example. Okay, so you'll notice that it looks like this line here is her butt, because there's like this direct light hitting this leg, and then the light catches right here exactly the same amount. And so that looks like the leg is like basically pressed up against each other. But if the light comes down, actually, since the leg would be separate, there's actually space between the two. So how do you separate them? You basically add more shadow. So I add more shadow in this area, and also some over here too. So that would mean that this leg is really obscuring, giving it like this these planes. So if you look at a box, for example, like this, so it turns in planes. It goes here and like this. Now, if it was the equal amount of lighting hitting this leg as that leg, that would mean it's completely flat. It's flattened. So this thing really comes forward to us just as far as this area would, and that I think is what's causing the distortion. So that would mean that this hip would be something like this. We make a little more sense. This leg would have to be pressed pretty much up against this thigh to get that perfect light hitting it like that. And that's a common mistake that I do, not with just the legs, but in rendering overall. I will just basically put in all these crevice shadows before worrying about the actual light source, because these crevice shadows will exist regardless of what shadow or cast shadows that I'm using, or whatever lighting source, for the most part, because these forms are so close to the objects, they will always kind of create these ambient occlusion shadows, or crevice shadows, as I like to call them. Whenever objects are really close to each other, then they're going to create these dark shadows. So what I did was, like I said, I created this much separation by creating all this shadow like that. And also, secondly, the leg will come down this way. And because the reference didn't have the feet in there, I kind of made up all this part here. But if leg's going to be lifting up, I would expect the bottom, the base, the bottom of the shoe to show, the bottom plane. So I redrew the base so that you can see the base of the shoe. So what we end up with is this here. Let me just see. I don't know why there's holes. There's holes. Did I move it? I didn't move it, did I? If I can just find it. Not sure what happened here. there's like holes and stuff, which doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't. Okay, anyways, there are holes there. I don't know what happened with that. It was fixed earlier. Must have moved it somewhere. But it still gets the main idea down, the basic idea down. So that shadow's existing there, and also there's the base of the plane. But I rendered it out a lot more than that. I don't know why it's like having holes and stuff. So I think that helped it a little bit. Like it didn't like fix the overall drawing. I think I could have planned it a lot better, and that would help it a little more if I just planned it out a little bit better. But at this stage, I'm just like trying to make up for whatever I could, basically. That would cast shadow, you mean? Yeah, it would cast a shadow. Very good, very good. Do you read Hampton books for studying? Remember, when you're adding questions, please put at the Jetty Jet Show, and I could read it easier. So many layers, looks like my PC crashed. Yeah. And then after the stream ended, I added some more stuff, some more lighting. I started playing with some more things. Yeah. Let's see what I did. Oh, maybe that can't be it. Yeah, there are a lot of layers. We can do a layer breakdown, but I'm just gonna start up the new one and walk you guys through that one again. So this is just us chilling, hanging out, drawing together. Where are you looking at the IC thread on that point? IC thread? I'm not sure what that means. Where you're looking at the IC thread on that pic. I don't know. It actually looks a whole lot better now. Thanks. Yeah, I'm glad. Like, cause yeah, when people say things, it bothers me inside. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta do something about it. So I think it helped a little bit. Let's change the music here. Yeah. So I started playing with it a little bit, but I played with the new lighting first before I actually fixed the feet. So I was like on the original drawing, and then I basically, this is what I did. I darkened it, highlights, added in some new lights. I think this is the problem right here. Yeah. Let's try that. These are not clipped down. Clip it. Anyways, I started playing with some things, and this is what I ended up with. Yeah. Sorry about that. I kind of like it, but it doesn't really fit my style. This is more rendering to full black, and then like more realistic rendering. And I'm starting to get like using more layer filters to get those different lighting effects. Instead of just painting them in, I would use like overlay to get those the lighting, different lights. Basically another light source for her face. This is typically more what I prefer. It's a little more 2D. Yeah. All right, let's get started with this one before it gets so late. I think it's already been like how long? How long have I been streaming for already? 23 minutes. Very good. All right. All right, so yeah, if you guys have any questions, just at me, please. Okay. And for now, I'm just gonna work here, and I will try to. I want to go for like an hour, not too long. This arrangement that I have currently on my desktop took me like an hour and a half to get this all set up. Which is why I didn't stream earlier. Look at the fireworks outside. That's fireworks. Alright. Yep. Maybe I should shut the window. So repeating a lot of the things that we did last night, like everything. We're just gonna set up the flats and see how far I can get. Maybe render out the skin, maybe some of the hair. Just go as far as I can. This time go a little faster than yesterday. You guys can't really hear the music at all, can you? This whole time I had the music way down. Hey, Two Frame Studios, do you have any full tutorials on this type of rendering? Yes, at my Gumroad store. The full breakdown from the beginning to end. They're all different, so you're gonna have to look at the description of the tutorials. I have so many different approaches that I can't even keep track. I can't. There's just so many. There's like more sketchy styles, more painterly styles, tinting, a black and white approach. How long did it take for this sketch? Sketch. Well, I did all 4 or 5. I did 5 poses at once. And that total for all 5 sketches, it's about 6 hours, I believe. No, it's not 6 hours. Like 4 hours. 4 hours divided by 5, so like less than an hour each. And then I I cleaned them up. These aren't inks. These are just cleaner lines. Oh, opinions on Ross Draw's new book. You guys got to go get it. That's my opinion. I've seen it personally as he was developing it, and it is a great resource to have. It's insane. It's incredible. It's probably the most crap. Okay, I'm gonna shut the window. Hold on a sec. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's a really good book. Hey, I went to art school. Yeah. Went to art school and learned a bunch of stuff, for sure. Yeah. In the old days, I would say, oh, I was self-taught. You know, you go to our school, they don't really teach you anything, blah, 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 blah. But no, honestly, they do, because they provide all of the curriculum, the structure for you to study. They provide all the figures. They provide the assignments. And then it forces you to draw a lot. So yeah, I went to art school. There's a lot to be said about like art school. A lot. Like, the most valuable part of the art school I felt was the accountability. So it's all dependent on each person. It's not like just because you go, you're going to be credible. It just depends on how much you're willing to work as like an individual, as a person, because no one's guaranteed success. You know. So if they assign you all these assignments and you don't do them, then you're not gonna get better. Accountability, like you have to do your homework, otherwise you get a bad grade. Competition, you're around other students, and so you constantly see. Yeah, it's a good. Milky Way says our school, I feel, is like a good and a bad thing. Yeah, the competition is a huge one. If you're competitive and you see people around you, you want to impress them, and also like compete with them. And if you don't have that kind of personality, and when you see like really good things, good art, when you see like a really high standard for something, and you sort of deflate, run away from it, you ball up and give up, that kind of personality, then you're not going to grow. But if you see like incredible art and you get determined, you're motivated by great work, and you're not defeated by great work, then it's good. A good example is like Instagram, or just the internet in general. When you see all this amazing work out there, you might be discouraged because you're seeing just like the amount of talent that exists, just like in one little spot in your hand, just on your phone. I mean, back in the day we had the internet, but we didn't have like social media and stuff like that like we have on the phone. It was just very rare, small little locations where we would look at art. It wasn't saturated everywhere. Like, you had to really dig for it. But it can be really discouraging the more impressive art you see. And so in art school, for me and a lot of other people, especially the people who were successful, used the good art as a motivational tool. Yeah. I've only been defeated by great work if I haven't been drawing at it all day. Yes. I say that all the time as well. I say it all the time. Hold on, let me change gears. Otherwise, I'm just gonna like nitpick at this forever. Let's create some flats. So this setup is so bad, my back's gonna be broken. the keyboard on my lap because the way I'm sitting, I had to have like a small prop table in front of the table, the computer desktop, so that I can be like further back because I have my iPad. I'm using my iPad camera to film because the computer camera is garbage, always, and I haven't got my my webcam yet, so I'm using my iPad, and it looks nice. It's just really bulky, so I have that on a chair, like a mini chair on the desktop, and so there's no space on the table anymore, and I'm like in this weird position. But anyways. Really good, amazing work. But instead of being doubtful and discouraged, you should say, "Wow, I want to strive to be at their level." Exactly. That in a perfect world, well, I mean, ideally you should be that way, but not everyone's the same, and we all require different things to get us moving. And that's just how it works. Some of you guys are willing to put in extra work and strive. Some will just deflate and just shrink. You using a mouse? Matter of fact, I was using a mouse for the color, with the blue background, the new. It was. I'm not. I'm using a pen tablet. I mean, a drawing tablet. All right, let's go through this fast. I'm wasting a lot of time, but I'm talking, and that's fun. It's always fun. Let's go this yellowish tone. This yellowish hue. Just as a base. We could add in the warmer hues on top of that afterwards. Bleep, bloop, bloop, bloop. Didn't have any time to get any new music. It's already really late, and I spent like an hour and a half just setting my setup up. Yeah, competition was a great motivating factor for me. But nowadays, if I'm not working on anything and I'm just being lazy, I can't look at the phone. I can't look at art. I can't look at my friends' work. I can't look at the internet. I just can't. It's really depressing because you see all this amazing work and you're like, what are you doing with your stuff? You know? So I stay away from social media when I'm not doing anything, or I could be working for doing something else that's art related, but I can't share it, so that's bad. That's why I don't like to take on too much outside work, commissions and things like that. I will make another playlist eventually, but for now, this is gonna have to work. Hey, PK40. What are your thoughts on Apple Pencil iPad versus drawing tablet? I think it's really good. I bought two. Well, I got one iPad for birthday, and then I got another one, a larger one. Because I'd be at the conventions and I'd need like one to draw on, and then the other one would be for the public to display and look through catalogs of art. And so I have two of them, and yeah, I bought it so I could use it while I'm on the road and stuff, but I'd never really put it to use, but I will eventually. It's really nice. It works really good. Comparing it to, I'm just more comfortable using by the way, it doesn't have to be like this. Is not going to be the final skin tone. I'm going to adjust it afterwards, obviously. It's the Just want to lay down some sort of color. Matter of fact, let's do a new approach. Let's just list everything, make everything like streamlined. Skin. What do we have? We'll call it leggings or warmers. Warmers. I think would be the leggings and all the arm warmers, and then we can do the skirt and shirt on the same layer. Skirt, shirt. Let me know if the music is like competing with me, and I can turn down the music. And then we'll do straps. Well, we'll do all this at once, you know. Straps, and then yeah, straps will be over the shirt. Gloves, no. Warmers, okay. Buckles. Buckle. And then we'll do plating. Plate armor. The buckles are usually the same colors as the under plate armor, so I'll just keep that the same. We'll call the next one plate. And then gloves. These gloves are going to be a different color than that. And then that is bad for my back. I need my Cintiq to be like this much taller. I'm really leaning down. Book or something. Oh, that's fine. Let's go. All right. Gloves. Hair. We'll do there's 2 layers of hair this time. Let's make it easier. Front hair. And do the back hair underneath the skin, because there's a layer that goes behind the skin. So. Back hair. And then we can do the eyes over the skin. Yeah. Eyes. Gloves can be on the same layer as their shoes. Can't too early to make it. Can't too early to make. It's fun to see your experimentation. Oh, thank you. Okay. Yo, is that Tiffany? Is that Tiffany? What do you mean, Tiffany? Oh, Tifa. Yeah, it's Tiffany. Wow, that's pretty fast. Yeah, man. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop. Bleep, bloop, bloop, bloop. Bleep, bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bleep, bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. Let us see the light. technically the skin doesn't have to be all perfectly filled because it's the base. So whatever goes over it can just cover up our mistakes. We don't have to go back and clean them up so that they're perfect. Forgot about that. Just distracted. So when I first lay out skin, I usually just go crazy, but it does help to have everything nice and orderly and filled in nice and cleanly. And blue, 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 blue. Sleep up, sleep up. I was so sleepy today too. That's all of them. I forgot with the last drawing there was actually a black like undershirt underneath the white t-shirt or the white shirt. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Bleep bloop bloop bloop. Bleep bloop bloop bloop. Bleep bloop bloop bloop. Oh shh. Sleep oop, sleep oop. Oh, sounds probably really, really low, so I mean, still going on about that blah blah blah. Yeah, I am. The song comes on. What else am I gonna be doing? Have to. I've got all my hotkeys bound to different keys. Makes it a lot easier. Yeah. Just so tired today. I woke up really early and I stayed up super late last night, like 9 a.m. Just screwing around. I should have just went to sleep. I don't know what's wrong with me. Wrong layer. Can we get some over here? So in an original Tifa outfit, she doesn't have the black undershirt or trainer shirt, whatever you want to call it. It's just a white t-shirt. A lot of things are a little more simplified because obviously you gotta beef it up. This is weird. I think this would be better if it was just hair covering that area. Gotta look at it. It's weird how that hair just like swings around like that. Yeah, I think maybe this should just not. Yeah, this should just all be hair. And I can show a little space there. I think that helps to show some negative spacing. Identify those shapes. But not that wide across, so we'll do this much. Too much? This way? This way? Yeah, this way. There, it flows with that form. Swoops. Swoops. And we'll get on the line layer. So I'm switching between layers really easily just by using my command shift key while using my brush. And I'll just select the lines and I'll go to the line layer. If I want the skin layer, I'll just do that. Click on the skin and it goes right to the skin. And makes things a lot faster than having to dig through your layers. So if you don't label your layers, then you just rely on that. But it's a good practice. Now this color that I'm using for this line is not the right color, so let's try this. Yeah, that's better. There we go. That's better. I don't get complicated with these lines. We'll figure all that out with the colors and lighting. Dude, I've not caught any of your streams. Hey, welcome back. And yeah, I'll see you later, Wyatt. Thanks, bro. Wyatt a pooch. Take care, man. Thanks for dropping by. Last time I talked to you, we talked about how you had a Bitcoin but sold at 600 because your friends gave you crap. Yes. Yes. Yes, not just that. I had a whole Bitcoin. But before that, it was at when I first learned about Bitcoin and I was going to invest in it. It was only like $2. So when I initially was like thinking about getting it. So when it rose to like 600, I was like, let's do it. But you can't ever predict these things. Cynics was giving me crap too. You can't predict these things. Like when it was at 600, that was supposed to be insane, right? Who knew that it would rise up to like $20,000, $24,000? I mean, what? I mean, friends with them. Are you still your friends? Yes, friends. Good friends. Cynics. And I remember just like telling everybody, I was like, man, there's these Bitcoins. I'm like, what if things go down? You know, it'd be good to have like this kind of alternative cash. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it eventually. I'll do it. And it was just when it was at $2. And then all of a sudden, it just faded from my memory. But I remember just being like on the edge. It's like, yeah, I should do this. Why not? Why not drop like $2? But I didn't know anything about buying, like trading like stocks and things like that. I know it's currency. It's not a stock. But it had value, you know. And never did it. But man, $2, like $2. They were $2 each. Now they're like, I know it's been like up and down. I don't know what the number is now, but it's like 7,000 maybe. I always leave the eye whites till the end. Let's do the eye whites now. Eye whites. Can you guys tell me what eye whites? How do you say eye whites? The white of the eyes. What is that? What's the actual term for that? So good to see you again. Are you still in the States? Do you stream here or somewhere else? That would be nice. Yeah, I want to go to Japan, live there. But then there's gonna be problems over there. Obviously, there's problems everywhere you go. Yeah, I'm in California. California. It looks crazy with those whites in there. Yeah. They're not quite white either, so. I'm sleepy. I'm so sleepy. See it here. Let's get this chat over here. I'm gonna read you guys easier. Sclera. What's Sclera? I'm not sure what that is. Sure. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Sorry, I won't be getting too far with this stream. Probably just setting up our flats, and then that's it. But like I said I'd be here yesterday, and I didn't want to let you guys down. Skirt. Let's do the skirt. Skirt. What is this? What is that shape? So I'll just fill them all through with this paint bucket, dragging, clicking and then dragging, getting all these little crevices, and then filling in the small little gaps after that. Let's use a different color. Just so we can differentiate that between the warmers. Okay. Hello, the one from yesterday is done. It is kinda. I posted it and then I updated it, and I talked about that for like 20 minutes at the beginning of the stream. Next time. Rake. Try to get Rake Q on this stream sometime. You guys know Rake Q? He's like another waifu artist. Another YouTuber. Great guy. Great guy. Go a little lighter than that. Yeah. That's a strap. So that can go over the skin. That's what that was. Didn't make any sense earlier. From the willow tree, quietly. Yeah, so I knew I went to sleep super late, and I didn't want to like repeat the cycle of going to sleep late and then waking up late, going to sleep late and going to sleep late. So I said, let's just wake up, stay up, do the stream, go to sleep. Yeah. Straps. Which straps? Buckles. Buckles. Maybe the straps and the buckles can be on the same layer. Yeah, let's do that. These ones actually have little holes. These straps can be like this. What the hell? What the? The hell, man? There it is. There it was. There it be. Okay. So, when all this Rona stuff passes, yeah, thanks for the sensor. You think you'll ever come to Charlotte, North Carolina? Maybe. I was all over the states last year. Like for the first time, I went to like 20 different states. Not 20, like 10 or 15, something like that. For all the conventions, I just signed up for everything I could. Everything. I said, let's go in. Let's go all in. And this part doesn't do that. This part right here does not do that. We have to cut this off like this. Matter of fact, all that doesn't do that either. I have a good friend. I think he's from North Carolina. I'd love to go. But he doesn't live there anymore. He lives like in Massachusetts, I believe. I'm mumbling now, but I have my input turned way up. Last night I realized the sound was really low, and somebody mentioned that it was low, but didn't like bring it back up again. So I want to see you actually do the anatomy part. That could take a while too. I can show you, look. I did these sketches here. Very rough, really loose. Some of these I did draw nude first and then add the clothing on. But then some I just did the clothing directly. And then did the nude afterwards, because I can just follow the outlines. But the values really help to bring up the, oops, that's the wrong one. What a dove. See, now I'm lost. I think this music's putting me to sleep too, kinda. We don't get many of you. I'll read it. We don't get many of you more anime style artists over here for our cons, mostly comic book style. I got to meet Edwin Iron Picky. It was awesome to talk to him. Such a down to earth homie. Yes, he is. Really, really, really cool dude. And the funny thing is, I think he's from Chicago. I'm not sure where he's from. Minnesota? Chicago? He moved around, and then I think he lived in New York for a while, but he moved down to my city. So now he's like 30 minutes away from me. And we like end up on the same planes together all the time. So we were supposed to hang out, and then the whole Rona happened. Rona. Yeah. Cool guy. Let's keep going. Buckles, plate. Yeah. I like songs like this, especially for streams. If I can get more tracks like this, that'd be great. I don't want them to be bleep blooping too hard. It's okay to have some bleep bloops, but you know, like, it's cool to just chill and draw, relax too. Calm my nerves a little bit. Just fill up these flats with me. But it's always the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know what it is. Whenever I start a stream, it's just weird. Even if I don't have camera, I get all weird. I don't know what it is. Ah, that's the same color. Okay. That's the same color here, and then the metal plates will be above it. This is gonna be the guard base. The guard bases. Oh, I'm so dumb. I keep forgetting. You can have them bleed. You can bleed because it'll have. Okay. You can bleed over it. Those circle objects on the guard will have another color, and that's actually on the layer above it. You gotta keep track of these things, man. I haven't worked with flats in this way in a long time, but I've done this 3 times now with 3 different Tifas, and I'm just remembering like these approaches and these techniques. He clapped me in Smash Ultimate. Yeah, I don't play Smash, but probably would. The gloves, right? Skirt, shirt. Skirt, shirt, same layer? No. Yeah, same layer. Yeah, it's really funny. We were really on the same plane. Like, hey, right behind, like lined up right next to him, just like, hey, I know you. Hey, yeah, Edwin. Hey. And just meet him and all the other Udon members and crew. Really, really cool dudes. Roboto. Really freaking awesome ass dude. Roboto X. Bato, Chamba, Longbow. Those guys. Legends. They were kind of like the generation right before me. I would watch them as a student and just admire their work through like DeviantArt and stuff. Never thought I'd like meet them and all that stuff. But the art community, it's really been, I think, brought like Instagram and stuff and the art conventions brought everybody together. You end up meeting them like eventually. The more you do art, the more you get involved with the community and you'll meet people. And if you're younger, then you'll grow up with a different community. And then you'll have a chance to meet people within your generation and so on and so on. And yeah. Are they? Oh, I have to check them out. Yeah, I didn't know Roboto did streams. You guys are hanging out with me while I do the most technical part of the art. Oh, we're on the wrong layer. Good thing I caught that. Plates. All of this is red on her outfit. I'll have to figure out what to do with that glove because it's like her pinky should be showing, kind of. Yeah. Let's do that right now. Let's do like that. So that would be a knuckle. That would be another knuckle. We can do the plate here. A plate, not B plate. Maybe. Yeah, these knuckles can have a plate there, there. That works. Just keep going. Yeah, if you guys have any specific questions, then I'll just at me at the Jetty Jet Show, and I'll be able to see your questions a lot faster. What are you guys up to right now, other than watching the stream? Anybody playing Final Fantasy Remake? Did anybody play the game? I am currently playing it, and I love the battle sequence. Story's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. There's some things that I can nitpick about, but I don't want to spoil it. Should I spoil it? I'll just like tell you for an example of just like plot holes. Like when I see you later. I'm not saying see you later, but I'll see you later says he's drawing alongside me, happy face. There's this, because this is the first time I remember playing Final Fantasy. This is an example of what's wrong with the game. They spent, I don't know, 7-8 years working on this. 10 years? Gosh. And there's just, it just doesn't feel real enough. Like there's games that feel very real. Like there's just a world within the world. And I think to help with that, if they were to go more 2D styled, that would leave our imagination to make up all the inconsistencies and things, because we're just like, oh, it's fantasy. Like it's one of the things that was so good about old games like pixel art and stuff. Your mind kind of makes up the rest of the story. You don't really rely on things to do all the explaining for you. But when they get very realistic in rendering and style, it kind of fills in the gaps and it does the work for you. But if it doesn't do it all the way, it's kind of like the uncanny valley of just like not quite all the way there. So it'll just seem eerie, awkward when you have like NPCs standing around looking real but doing the same thing, talking about things like, oh, that dog is scary, and you keep walking by. It's like, okay, kid, you've been there for a couple hours now. Obviously scenes change and stuff, but it's just like that's the world of MMOs and stuff. But I would accept it a lot easier in older RPGs back in the day, like 2D art stuff. Or maybe I was just a kid, you know. Hey, welcome back. But let's get to the bottom of this problem. Some people might say I'm like too critical of things. I'm not. Bloodborne. Oh. Love that game. Last of Us 1. All right. But they had this dude. This dude, man. He's like, I'm sorry for like spoilers for some who haven't played it yet. Who's played it? Who's played it? Claims like Last of Us 2 will look horrible in 5 years. We'll see. It looks pretty good. It's incredible. I'm like, wow, they really like they can do so much with PS4 and they're already moving on. Like they could spend another 5 years using this machine. Just a range of processing power that it has is great. So there's this part. I'm on the wrong layer. Yeah. What the hell? The plate. Oh, I see. I put the red with the gloves because they're all red. Okay, that's fine. I want a port of it to the PS5. Not sure what difference that's gonna make. But yeah, I would love to see that too. When Tifa auditions for the, let's just keep things vague. When Tifa auditions for the thing, it feels like you're auditioning for some stupid back alley thug gangster for like with 3 henchmen. This audition supposedly is supposedly the like most sought after thing in town for like all the. It's like an audition thing for like, it's like imagine like American Idol, or just like any huge auditioning type of thing. She does it, and it's like everybody's whoa, and like you can't make it, you can't, no, this you can't, you know. So it's really, it seems very prestigious and sought after, and also very revered. Like it's just a very honorable type of position to be in. But when you get there, it's like who else is auditioning for this? No one. Not a single person. Not a single person. Except the 2 others. The other players, basically. So it's like, you get there and eventually you learn that, oh, it's kind of a sleazy situation to be in. Very, very, very sleazy. These plates? Let's get these right first. Okay. Okay. Just call this red. Man, white off the gloop. Wyatt. Slow down, Wyatt. Slow down. Yeah, it was just like, it was really annoying. That whole sequence was just like, the fuck? Who the hell? You know, how I would imagine it. It would be like this, how what I would present, if you guys know what I'm talking about. You have to make it like a really like respectful, a very respectful organization putting this together, and everybody is like really trying to fight for it, and they're fighting for the position, and there's a lot of people auditioning, so it makes it a lot more like respectful. And then there's like this underground side to it, like a sleazy side to it, that you find out about it later, where Tifa gets the spot, but you realize, oh, this isn't something. It's hard to talk about it, trying not to spoil it, but yeah. But doing it that way, like that, it's fine. And also the person who's in charge of it, why is he like this? It's like this dude who is literally this, I'll just say gluttonous dude, who tries to glutton on these people who make it. So you're basically trying to get a spot to be trying to be I can't use that word, gluttoned on. Yeah, it'll make sense if you play it. Characters are beautiful. Rendering is so beautiful, for sure. But it's things like that. I can't. It's annoying. What are we doing next? Red? Red. We get the red. Let's do the red shoes. Does she need to meet to someone? Does she need to... Kinda, yes. I mean, literally. I'm not even like the like the literal kind of R. Like, she's pushed onto a bed, forced to do these things. Well, actually, she wasn't. Someone else is, as you might know, and forced to do these things in bed in a very spicy manner. Forced. And all that's fine, but you gotta do it in a way where it's like, what world is this? Like, I don't think this would work in any world. Like, basically, you're auditioning to be part of a dungeon, but you're like one person, the only person auditioning. One of three, but the other two don't count because they're like playable characters. So everybody, all the playable characters, pretty much giving it away, are the ones who are selected to be part of the thing. And I mean, it was so crazy when you first learn about it. It's like, whoa, she's being brought in in a carriage. She's being brought in like a carriage, like with a chocobo, and treated like royalty at first. I'm like, wow, this is great. This is like, she's going to be part of this audition that's really prestigious. But no, it's some slob's sex dungeon. There's got to be a sense of believability, is all I'm saying. Like, you have to be able to relate to it, you know? These things exist, you know? Let's say, for example, there is a competition going on in American Idol or America's Got Talent or something. You get the part, you get the position, and it's this big thing. You become part of the corporation, you get the gig, but then you have to do like favors and stuff. What's wrong with that? Like, do that and then fight your way out of it. Like, get out of it. That makes a lot more sense. This seemed like a cop-out, a cheap way to try to squeeze it into this story. Yeah. I sound like one of those prude game journals. But if you play it, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then that song, Stamps theme, slaps. I don't know which one it is, but if you could hum it to me, it'd be so funny, because there is a couple songs that are so funny. And me and my girlfriend would sing it all the time. We'll hum it. We'd be like bop into it, like, yeah, this is a bop. Close plates. What else we got? Foreground hair. So yeah, obviously you're not going to learn much out of this type of stream. We're just here to just hang out, chill. If you have any questions, I will answer them for you. Just make sure to write @ so I know you're addressing me. For those who are just entering, we are creating flats right now. These are not the actual colors we're going to be using. They look weird. I know. We're just laying down any color at first. Yep, there's a lot of just holes that it's not going to catch and stay within. That should be fine. That should be fine. That's where the problems start to happen. This one should be good. Okay. We'll catch it right here. That's about that, huh? We'll just create these barriers. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I I take the longest approaches in painting out of pride, or I don't know what it is, challenge. But this is really one of the most easiest, convenient ways to paint, is just laying your flats down first, getting all these shapes down. Sometimes I don't like to do flats. I'll just like paint straight on to the lines, like. But then nothing's contained in their own shape, making it difficult to just work around. And once I'm trying to try to tighten it up and render and polish, it just becomes annoying because you're always trying to stay within your edges, manually going over them. But when you have these nice clean shapes, you just lock your transparency. Just it'll stay in the borders automatically, and that's pretty good. And skin layer, yeah, cool. Hey, at the Jetty Jet show, what happened? You you added an extra T for Jet, so I didn't highlight. But how long does a pen usually take? Love your work. Thanks, Izzy. It will take, I will say, average of 10 hours, sometimes 20 hours, just depending how crazy it is. Sometimes, very rarely, 6 hours. 6 hours is like my sweet spot. I'm like, yeah, if I can do that, I'll be really happy. Sometimes a very sketchy, looser style, because, you know, like if I didn't go in and add on all these lines and stuff and just kept the lines like simple for like hair, like 2 lines just for the hair shape, the inner border and the outer border, then it should take only like an hour to just paint. But I can't get over the, you know, like, just depends on how much detail you want to add in. And I honestly don't think this is very detailed at all. Some people go so intricate with the fine little details. I can't even. Hey, no problem, Izzy. Thanks for the question. So we were talking about Final Fantasy, yeah, and then being prude and PC and all this stuff. I just wanted to mention a little something that affected a really good friend of mine, and that would be Sakimi-chan. That's right. Yeah, I'm friends with her personally, and I woke up one morning and she was caught in this like stupid hurt my brain so much drama, controversy. And I just wanted to say, like, I'm just not about that cancel culture thing. And if you guys know what express it, support it. I mean, she didn't really even say anything. She just liked a couple things, and they tried to cancel her. And right now, it's just going crazy. I shouldn't be talking about this because this should be a good time, but I feel like I didn't stand up for her when it happened. And that pissed me off so bad. I was so mad. I mean, if you know her personally, I mean, like, first off, a lot of people like to like criticize her for her art and her style, and which obviously she has a huge following. She doesn't really have to worry about all that. But then there's a lot of people who are super critical of that. You know, like, there's the amount of skill involved, but also the amount of work ethic involved. And I really admire her, especially for the level of work. What I do in 1 month, she does about 20 times as much, and she does it herself. The posts, she'll do like 5 or 6 finished illustrations twice a month, so like 20 on 20, 10. All videos, fully rendered, and it's every single month for like 5, 6, 7 years. And just watching that level of work and consistency, it's just something that I always admire. And then things just get political and stupid. Yes, its stuff is really cancerous, and it made me so angry. But I was a little late to the story, so because I don't really pay attention too much to the Twitter. See that back here. Yeah. People can talk all the hate they want, but it's like, in the end of the day, like, can you do what she does? Can you do what she does on a just like professional level? And then secondly, what she did wasn't at all, I felt like, offensive or hurting anybody or wrong. I actually agree with her and align with her in a lot of those things. I mean, like, I'm not going to be too specific about all that stuff because this is going to fade away in the future, but I look at it like this. I felt the rage too because I was born and raised in the ghetto, like straight up ghetto. I mean, amongst I am like a minority myself. We escaped Cambodia because of the war and the genocide that was happening. So we were able to come here, and so I was raised in pretty much in refugee camps. Not me. My brother actually went through that, and my family did. I was born here actually, but it was still fresh, and I lived through that. So I've seen the community from the beginning to today, and that's where I'm coming from. And yeah, the mob just went after her, not understanding the point of view that Sakami-chan was talking about. Well, she wasn't talking about it at all. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. But all I say is, people are, like, entitled to their views, and they shouldn't be canceled for it. And I respect for a lot of people who are willing to voice it out, like whichever side they are on, But the ghetto isn't hard if you make it. Which gang? Floor gang, of course. The racist one is the girl from Pokemon. I forgot her name. Oh, I shouldn't say that word. Her name, but her skill a little bit inverted that everyone call it. People nowadays lost their minds and now only listen to their reaction, first impressions, and feelings. It's never a good way to react to something. Exactly. Thanks. Yeah, help me bring me on back on the track, because there's pitchforks everywhere, and it's really sad to see, because I know, like, I have friends on both sides, friends who are criticizing her, friends who are on her side. A lot of people who are on her side are like keeping quiet. A lot of people who are against her, I'm like, what? Like artists, a lot of artists, and like some of these people are like family, like we're really just like close, like, and you see them like just get like reacting emotionally, and it really breaks my heart. And then But that's the world we live in right now. And that's why I try not to bring this up. So this is kind of like the only time I'll address it. Hopefully I won't have to do it anymore. Yeah, I just don't condone like bullying and trying to cancel people. You know. Is this country still up? No, not really. It kind of died down, fizzled away, but it affected her for sure. A lot of people that I know just like, oh, I'm never following this. I'm not. I can't believe I have to unfollow a person who I admire. This is the first time I'm unfollowing stuff like that. I'm like, you don't have to. You don't. You don't have to do that. Yeah. You know, just love each other and just like be the positive energy for yourself in peace. Live in a peaceful life, and then the world around you will be peaceful. Simple as that. Like, don't hurt other people. Treat people as you want to be treated. You know, and if you can, try to uplift other people. Like, actually help people. Like, actually do things for people. And not just hold opinions and platitudes and say things so you sound like you're doing something. Like, and sometimes you don't have to do anything for people, because sometimes doing things for people can have like bad consequences. Like, a lot of times countries would end up in wars that they shouldn't be in because they're trying to quote unquote help, and end up hurting a lot more. They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So that means like there's just a lot of consequences, unforeseen consequences that you do that happens because of the actions you think that are just like, oh, this is for a good cause, you know. You don't know what's going to end up happening because of it. There's a ripple effect. And if you were to just focus on yourself, and not like in a selfish way, but like improve your own life in the most like positive way you can, it'll have a ripple effect in that way. Like, let's just use like my YouTube channel for example. I try to offer as much as I can. I could do a lot more for sure. I'm freaking lazy as hell, but you know, offer like tutorials for free, and art lessons and stuff like that, and offer mentorship. I've mentored a lot of people in the past, and you know, do that and then, you know, enrich people's lives in that way. You know, now I start having some, I build up my small business, then I'm able to invest in other people and enrich their lives, you know. And I feel like that's kind of how a lot of these people who are like Sakimi-chan, how much work she puts in, you know. She's helped people in that way too. So, and it must be hard to appeal to the masses. No, I think it's easy. I think it's difficult to go against the grain. I think it's very easy to just say what they want to hear instead of critically think and be reasonable. You know, oh, that's what I was gonna say. I was very emotional when the huge instance happened, and I was like telling my girlfriend, I'm like, man, this is probably maybe this has to happen. Maybe we should just scorched earth, meaning like no mercy, and just like let it happen. That same day, within a couple hours after that, I started coming back to my like senses and just being more adult. Like, you have to think through, and looking through it, and just realizing, balancing everything, and learning and looking into things. That no, that's not a solution. in principle, regardless whatever happens. Like, you wouldn't teach your kid that, you know, like an eye for an eye leaves the world blind, you know. So if it applies to a small level, it should apply to a large scale as well. So that's not how you should resolve any issue ever. It doesn't make it okay to create chaos and all these things just because you're angry or mad. You know, you have to find solutions. That's what adults do. They have to, you know. And let's get these colors right. This looks so weird. Yeah. Ooh, this is getting really deep. Hair is on the same layer as the. Oh. Light. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Hair. Front hair. Skin. Maybe we can fix this. Okay. Let's do this. Oh man. Okay. So I have these two layers on the same layer. If we're on the same layer, this her skin and her hair. I'll just glue it again. Excuse me. Do it again. Brez. I'm sorry, adults creating CEOs. Your piece is looking really great. Thank you. It's just looking weirder and weirder. It's not even ready to be like looked at all. She looks like an alien. Her colors are not right yet. Yeah. Hair. Yeah, hair. Let's just do that. No, what is this on? Red? Is that underneath this? Can I do that underneath that, like that? This might be the only time I'll have to do this. If I could just go through and find these gaps to make it really easy. See if I can fill it in now. Let's do that here. I'm actually having a pretty good time right now, even though it's just these flats. I feel pretty good. I see that your line art works well and it looks fluid despite not being perfect. I spent a lot of time refining lines. Any advice to improve? I would stop at one stage before you start to try to clean. Another thing is, when you're cleaning, don't look at it like you're tracing. Look at it as you are innovating and drawing for the first time. That's a very good question, and something I talk about a lot in my tutorials is that I go from, like I said, this basic drawing here to the lines I have now. And so how do I do that? It's just, I guess, years of drawing, like being able to draw. Like, there's not much information, but you have to be inspired by it. Pretend like you're drawing it for the first time. Like, How does an eyelash look? It looks like that. You know, how does the corner of the eye look? It looks like that. You know, use this information and try to draw for the first time like that, and not be limited to the information you have underneath. Otherwise, you'll just be tracing, and anytime you trace, it'll start making your drawing look static. Anytime you trace, it's a carbon copy of something previously that actually required thought. That's why a lot of times sketches look so great. It's because it's something that requires thinking, and it's a creation. It's an authentic original. It's the first of its kind. You're not tracing anything when you're laying those down. What the hell? Am I oh, like, where are all the colors? It's like zoomed in over here. I'm like, what happened to my drawing? Yeah, so that's how it would create these lines. But if you have issues, start, like, refine it once. Like, if you can't do it the first time around because you're not comfortable with drawing yet, right? You have to practice drawing a lot more. So try to create the information, sketch out all the information loosely, scribbly, but definitely not have it look like a mess. Like, it's like barely anything there for you to make sense out of. Like, that's a hand. So try to flesh it out once with scribbly lines and keep it loose, and then try to snap into that innovation. Remember, you are the artist. You did it once. You can do it again. You don't need to rely on the you don't need to rely on these clean lines. So the reason why these lines are so organic, the secret literally is it's being done with less passes. Imagine me trying to do it again, going over these lines a third time or a second time. It'll lose all of its energy, all of it. Sap it out, because you're just tracing at that point. It's no longer an original. I explain it a little better in my videos. Definitely. And yeah, that does require a little bit of skill, and over the years of practicing drawing a lot. Like, how would a hand look if it was just a blank canvas and you were trying to draw directly, like, for the first time, just draw that hand without having to do rough drafts and stuff? How can you do that? Can you do it? Literally, the first sketch is kind of a layout. It's laying out where positions are located, proportions, things like that. This is my first sketch, my rough draft, really. No, yeah, I guess it'll be the first one. Will be the pass before this. Yeah, been doing that, but even then, I'm not getting into the pop like they do. It takes years. Gotta practice. Gotta get. Takes years and years and years and years. It's kind of like you gotta have to be able to visualize it and have that, I hate that word, visual library, but doing things enough will start to give you the ability to see things in forms in 3D space. Let's call this the back hair. Back hair. Oh, no, I can't because it's already been blocked over. Oops. Yeah. Wait, is it already on its own layer? What the Don't tell me, man. Okay. This time I think we'll do hair. We'll do hair. We'll render out the hair because yesterday we did skin. Right? Oh, that is on its own layer. Good. So So that's underneath all the other layers for the back hair because it's back there. And this one is the red. Red shoes. Let's put these plates, glove plates. There's one more decal for the shoes. So I used to have all these layers on their own layer, all these colors on their separate layer to make things fast and efficient. But as long as there is a space between the two, you can still select them. You would have them on separate layers so that you can modify them later, change, adjust colors and stuff. You know. Let's close this gap. Close this gap. It's a faster way of working. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bleep, bleep, bloop, bloop. We're bleeping. How long have I been streaming for? Somebody tell me. People misuse the word art style like they misuse the word simp. Because if you don't know what's wrong with you, Jonas, you won't know what to fix. Nah, Jetty is a true artist at heart. Oh. Thank you. I ain't doo-doo. I ain't doo-doo because I know what I need to do. I need to do-doos. And if you guys know just how lazy I am at times. Damn, better start doing something. But we all have our own standard, our own bar to reach. And you look at like freaking Ross Straws, Sakimi-chan. Those guys, man. Out of this world. Art Germ. You know, their level of work and dedication. Ray _17. Krenz. Like, I know these people, and you see them. And they're not, it's like almost like non-human. Not human. I get drained after like working for like a couple hours. They go on for like days and years. Like, what? It's on the wrong layers yet. Okay, let's speed through this. Bow. See, bap, slap, blip, slam, shlang, zap, zoom. Oh, there's a big hole there. Can't risk it. Eventually, hopefully, Wyatt. Hopefully, man. I think that's it. All right, let's breathe. I'm going to adjust the colors and get things looking like actual relative colors that make sense. First, I want to figure out how long this is going already. Takes me about an hour and 53 minutes just to get my flats all down. Wow. It's already been 2 hours. This is longer than... It's going to be longer than yesterday's. I guess I was talking too much. Star Barsket. I'm very glad to see you force face on... Yeah, I'm... Force face. Force face on drawing. I'm trying to force my face on drawing. Trying to force face. It's hard. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah. I think I know what it means. Saturated. Let's go really pale with this one. Let's go really manga-esque. What color should we go for here? Let's go for a reddish color. Reddish violet, and when you desaturate it, works really good for like a dark tone. So like you can compare it like greens, blues. Blues are also good, but it looks a little too cartoony. So when I go red, it kind of gives me that feel of like actual hair tone. Or violet, yeah, like that's kind of like the hair color I have naturally. Purplish. I think that's where the color purple comes from, kind of. And why purple is always constantly used as black, as a substitute for black in history. Back in the day when they didn't have paints for black. I don't know why you wouldn't have the color black, but they would use purple to represent black. I guess, like, for example, Disney colors for like film and stuff, you know. This is Oh. Ouch. Are you serious? Oh no, it's not on this different. What? That's so weird. It is on the same layer. So that green right there shouldn't be. Try to take it off. Nope. There's got to be a faster way. Let's just lasso it off. This again, Jet. Wasting our time. Why are we even here? Just to suffer. So I'm lassoing it. As you can see in sections, I'm not doing it all in one go. I'm going swoop, 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 circling it off, and coming back around. And then everything outside here. Whoa, wait, those circles are red. Okay, good. Yeah, the reds. Oh, okay, no, it's only the purples. Okay, I just need to cordon off the purples. As long as we can stay away from the purple, we should be fine. I mean, we can go all in one go. It's just, if you mess up, then you gotta start all over. So you just want to get chunks of them. Take a chunk. Sometimes you can just chunk it all off like this. That's a bad one. Let's chunk it off like this. And you can just take it off like that, and then use your negative chunk and cut into it. This is problem solving. That's good. So I'm saying like this is a waste of time because I'm literally just trying to get this onto a separate layer. Just so it's not the same layer as the warmer. So I don't know what happened. I swore that I had talked too much. That's what happened. Talked too much. Yeah. So now that's off. Can I delete that off? And put that on the... There's nothing on the buckle layer. It's supposed to be on the buckle layer. Paste it above the buckle layer and then merge it down to the buckles. Bada bam. It's alright. Want to say is fork his face. Force us face. Focus. Da. Da. Yeah. Sorry, Tetra. I see. Not English speaker. I actually want to say it's focus his face. No problem. No problem. I got you. And okay, yeah, these, like I said, okay, so the shirt and the skirt is on the same layer. And if you're trying to change the colors, that'll affect the both of them. So you don't have to be on a separate layer as long as there's a huge gap or distance between the two. They do slightly touch each other, actually. They touch each other right there. So you need to make sure you lasso off the shirt so that you're basically modifying just the shirt. And you're leaving the other area alone. That's a nice color. Yeah. That looks like white. But technically it is, what color is it? So to find out what color it is, we darken it. Saturated, it's orange. It's a desaturated orange. Wow. Skirt. Skirt on its own layer. Again. Let's get this lasso. We already had this lasso. We can invert this. Oh, shh. And we can modify it this way. So. Let's go for a bluish. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. So I'm going for a more pale, more neutral color. That way I can build more saturated and darker tones above it. Are you streaming every day? No. Probably not. I'd like to. But it's hard. We'll see. I'm thinking of doing more stuff like this, so I'm probably going to be streaming a lot more often, for sure. So meaning like, for my Patreon packets, I'm going to have more poses as opposed to illustrations. So therefore, it forces me, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, to draw more often, draw more poses. And it's a lot more fun. It's not that it's a lot more fun, it's just, it's easier. You know, keep things simple, easy, and manageable. It's one of the tricks to creating habits. When things are too difficult and things are just too difficult, it's hard to manage because it's not very appealing. It tends to make you very lazy. Okay, that's a cool color right there. Last one. Oh, let's see. Huh. That's on the same layer as reds. Okay. Let's go for blue. Let's desaturate that blue. Dang, 2 hours. 2 hours. Let's make this. So when I go in and lighten up that back hair, well, it doesn't matter. Let's just lighten it up this way. It's close enough. I was gonna say I'd lighten them up separately. More poses for Patreon. Yeah. Yes, I did, Asha. I went to art school. I went to the art school. I did the art. Because I didn't know what else to do with my life. So I spent a bunch of money. I borrowed a lot of money. That's what I did. Borrowed a lot of money. Still paying for it, but we're doing good. We should be good with all the loans in like 2 or 3 years. I just said screw it. I put on minimum payments, and I just said let it go. I'm gonna focus on my life, do what I need to do, as long as I have enough money coming in to pay for my payments. It's been a long time. But I think we took out like $80,000-$90,000. That's only half because we qualify for a lot of grants, a lot of scholarships, things like that. But that's still a lot of damn money for sure. A lot of money. And that's actually, let's talk about the pros and cons again. I think that's one of the biggest cons is the cost of, it's not like you're being a lawyer or a doctor. You're an artist. And like the vast majority of the art industry doesn't make that much money. Like it's very small percentage that actually makes it big. So for the price to be so high, it just doesn't really doesn't quite justify it. And there's been cases, lawsuits because of it. Anyways, yeah, that it's one of the things, just one of the main things, the cons. Not so much of a con, but a just truth. Nowadays, you can just learn that stuff on your own, as long as you're diligent. Like there's so many resources on the internet now. You just make your own syllabus, follow artists, and listen to what they have to tell you. Like if I said, hey, you want to get good, learn the skeleton, study Angel Loomis, build up the skeleton, do like 20 of those, learn it. How do you divide up a figure into 8 heads? 8 head proportion. How does a hand work? Break it all down. Yeah. So I'm just going to create some hues. I really like this song. It's so good. I don't get tired of it. Where do you belong? Reason why? To the dark. Did you use PS before you started using CSP? I did. That's all we used. So I'm getting like darker shades while also warming it up even more. Now I can do this for the next layer. Let's do that. Let's do another layer and clip that down to the skin. And this can create some shadows. Like proper shadow shapes. This time we will actually like lay it out clearly so that we're not. It can also be form shadows. Like this isn't a cast shadow, but it's a form. Simplify that shadow there. And I feel like shading, like I was trying to say, I never finished a thought before, was I want to keep a drawing as simple as this, like eventually, like that way I can like honestly dish out a lot more work, like pump out a lot more work if I just kept it like this. This gets the job done. But no, I start to really get into that painterly mode. I gotta build these forms all nice and intricate. It's like, no man, 1 2 pow pow, 1 2 pow pow, done. 1 2 pow 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 pow, done. 1 2 pow pow, 1 2 pow pow pow, 1 2 pow pow. You know, and it's effective. You know, so I might shift it to this when I stop. I always say it, so most likely won't, but I will try in the future. My final rewards will consist of these illustrations at this level here, so I will be able to do more, and being able to do this more often will allow me to get better and faster. You know, that's kind of the philosophy. It's you do a lot, and eventually you'll get more efficient. You get more efficient, and then you're able to do more complicated techniques faster as well. Yeah. It's insane what college wants you to pay. The art career is a hard one to be in. It is. It is. Thanks for bringing that back. I love the way you use the color. What resource would you recommend that teach color and stuff? I recommend. There's the Jetty Jet Show. We got a couple resources out there. Mark Bucci, believe. I'm not sure. Mark Bucci is great with color. I think that's his name. Hopefully I get it right. He's got like a classical painter. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I still have to do a color breakdown. Just my own, like how to look at color. How do you start off? What to keep in mind? What's color theory? Things like that. Oh, it's been so long. You know, and there's not much color theory in a lot of manga art because it's a lot of saturated colors just thrown into each other. Not all the time. There's a lot of thinking still involved. But when you're using line, it kind of holds the colors in place. You don't really have to worry about the color so much. Marco Bucci, yeah, that's the guy. He's really good. Marc Brunet, he does really good. Shoot. Talking about color theory, those are the guys. Well, I don't know. Marc Brunet talks about that so much. Oh, Psychra. Psychra's great with that too. Psychra, Cynics. But I just talk about it right now. Like, we can just talk about it right now. What am I doing? These are local colors. These are the colors that belong to the character. And the character has red gloves, black stockings. And it depends on whatever you want. Like, I can have this another color if I wanted to. Say, her stockings. If I wanted to make it lighter, I can. Like if I want it more green, I can. But to me, what looks most appealing to me is where I stop. Like, oh, that looks nice. So that's not really an issue here. I'm not creating an illustration. But if I was to be creating Tifa for the first time, then I would have to decide what color she's going to be comprised of. So hers is like black, white, and blue. That's kind of like a very traditional color for a lot of characters. Black, white, red, blue. Yeah, and those colors are very harmonious. So that would require color theory, but right now I'm not using any color theory at all. All I'm doing is I'm keeping them all neutral, lighter, and pastel. That way I can build colors over them. Yeah. But if you were to create a character for the first time, you want to keep things kind of limited. You can have a character completely wearing red, completely. And then you learn about complementary colors. What's complementary to red? Green. So you add green in, but do you go 50-50? 50 parts of the character is green, 50 parts of their outfit's red. That usually is very, like, it looks kind of wacky. Like saying, I need to find a word for it. Almost looks more like distracting, chaotic. Yeah. So you want to have like ratios. Coloring is all about like ratios. What's the proportions of red to green or green to red? If they're complementary, you want to have like 5%, and that's a really effective way to convey those colors. 5%, because they're opposing. They're directly opposing each other in color. But if you have colors that are slightly close to each other, like red and orange, then you can have like, they can basically be distributed more broadly, like 40% to 70, or 40 to 60, or 40 to 30. They're closer. Yellow and blue, they're not. Red and blue, is it red and blue? Orange and blue is the complementary. Yellow and blue is analogous. Orange and blue is analogous. So those colors are not directly opposing each other. They're slightly away. Can't make this a color theory thing, but you can use a little more than 5% of the other color, basically. So much. But yeah. So now I think what's really effective too, laying these cast shadows down, is going back and building these values and tones after laying that down. That way it's a little easier to. So this is underneath these colors. Using those shadows as a guide, I'm gonna go underneath and add these tones, warming up areas so they're not just completely flat. So I'm using my JJ brushes. Another announcement again for those people who are interested in my brushes. They will be released as a part of the Patreon rewards for any of the $5 tiers and up. So it'll be included with that package. There's a lot more other things you'll be getting with the $5 tier. Not just the brushes, but yeah. After that, I will put them on my store, but the price will go up because patrons is kind of an exclusive thing, and I wanted to it wasn't really fair because last month was my when I first initially released them. I didn't really make a video on YouTube to announce it. It's not fair because the YouTube community didn't get a, for the most part. If you're following me on my other socials, then you'll know that I did release them already. But I didn't have enough time to make a video for that. So the local color of her skin have these blush tones, throwing them in there wherever I see fit. Changing temperatures as I go around the body. So yeah, I wanted to give you an opportunity to get a hold of them this time to get these brushes. So I'm just like, yeah, after this they will not be available as a part of the Patreon. It's just, you could just go ahead and buy them. Fine color theory eludes me. I study it, I understand it, but I practice, I flop. I think it's something you need to study, but you also keep trying and go through trial and error to find the color combo for you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, it's all about ratios. Yeah, so if I kept it like this simple and not rendered it all the way, then I can probably do a lot more. Well, it's starting to get rendered with those skin tones. But yeah, that's good there. Let's do some hair. Let's do some hair, and then that's gonna be it, because this stream has been going on for a pretty long time. I guess the color wheel was created to play with it. Just relax and combine some before start some more work. Created to play with it. Just relax and combine. Yeah, I mean, like I said. Oh, I always forget. The brush will be. So my Patreon is gonna be. There's gonna be links in the description for sure. The store is Gumroad, but it's not up yet. Gumroad. And then the brushes. And then the Patreon is Patreon. Patreon like this. It's weird. Patreon.com, and then you would use my name, like the Jetty Jet Show. You just Google that or click the link. You'll find it that way. So, I mean, I feel like that's it. 2 tones, 1 shadow, one light. That would be good to stop there for future projects, but for this one we can just continue to push it a little bit. Hey, what's up, Indigo Town? Indigo Town? Are you an Indigo child? Oh, of course, I got these crevices here. All these little gaps. Where's that? I got no time for those gaps. Let's just turn the base down. Hey. I don't know what to say. Kusuto. Ero. Chifa? Ero Chifa. Oh, I see. A perverted Chifa. Yeah, Ero Chifa. The lines are not set to multiple. There's 2 lines. Okay. What is that? Should be looking spicy though. Should be looking spicy. Another line there somewhere. Another line layer here. I'm like, what the heck? I turned it off. There it is. Her eyelashes can be on the same layer as her hair. Oh, I forgot about that. Time to sleep. See you. It's coming. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good night. Vermax says. Yeah, I'm just like zoning in right now. Zoning out. I think she feels a little strange. Tonight I learned to avoid multiplied layer. The spot color application for shading is nice. Yes, I agree. I tried to use some multiply layers last night. I was just wasting my time. I was like, why is it making me so difficult on myself? It's because when I do multiply, you're not getting the actual color you're seeing represented. So you don't have full control over the the darkness values. It's kind of in anticipation. It's a secondary. You lay it down, then you figure out how dark you want it. But if it's just a normal flat normal layer, whatever color or value, how dark you want it to be is exactly how you will lay it down. What is this? A lot of things I like to do manually because it gives it that authentic feel, like you're in full control over every single aspect of it. And subconsciously, I feel like the audience will see that and feel that. Like, for example, this version of it here was me experimenting with using layers and levels and balancing and stuff. You can tell that's like that looks computerized, generated. It looks pretty and all, using all these layer effects, but it doesn't have that like honesty. Like, I feel like keeping things like this color isn't a blending layer. That's actually just white being painted onto her. Yeah. And anytime I want saturation, I manually add it in, like the edges here. That's me putting in an actual red streak to give it that effect of the illusion of it actually what these dodge layers would do. These pinks right here actually are me painting them into, but yeah. Anyway, so I won't talk about that too much. So we have light here. Oops. No, 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 you, I'm falling for you. Starts to look weird when you're trying to do like this realistic render on top of flat shapes. His nostrils all weird. I don't know how that happened. Yeah. I'll get this tunnel vision and figure out these problems as I go. Like with that hip attack. The last drawing with the hips. There, she has some life, finally. When you add those highlights in. Do you know why? In like some animes, you'll see like the eyes fade to dark. Or like matte. Well, that's pretty much because when you're dead, you don't have any more liquid in your eye. So it just dries up. And the area over your eyes would be the same like texture as your skin. So it's just if there's no liquid, it won't reflect as much. So whenever you see highlights in the eyes, it's because there's a lot of liquid, or just there's lubrication in there. So, and what makes eyes so pretty and why we why we can identify eyes so quickly in nature, I believe, is because of the contrast. You'll have like this the brightest thing existing pretty much on your body, unless you're like someone splashes water on you. It's your eyes. You have like this reflection, and then it's right next to the darkest objects, which is like your lashes and the shadows within it. So these high level of contrast right next to each other creates a focal point. Damn. My wrist feels broken. Like pull-ups and curls and stuff. I gotta remove that, so I don't care for that one too much. But I definitely went a lot longer than I really anticipated for this session here. How many people are actually watching? This like seems really quiet though. Oh wow. Hey, 80 people. Oh, I picked up kind of weird this stream. Stop it. Stop. I don't like too much mascara or in the eyes. Just feels overdone. But everyone has their preferences, their tastes. So obviously these are really thick eyelashes still. It's more exaggerated, but it's just proportions. Yeah, realistically speaking, these are some thick old eyelashes. But I guess this is how you paint it in. Can we lighter than that or darker than that? Yeah, let's go a little darker for the eyes. Oh shoot. Are you serious? This is wrong layer. This way we can have like a really nice saturated base. Blah, 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 blah. doesn't work. Maybe not so saturated. This one looks a little lazy. Shoot. Whoa. Reason why. Okay, I think I want to end the stream. What are you guys saying? I'm going to be ending the stream in like 5 minutes. Can you tell us the tablet and pen hotkeys? Yeah, my hotkeys A, S, D, F is like they're right next to each other. A is ink, S is brush, D is eraser, F is pencil. A is pen, S brush, D eraser, F is pencil. And that's pretty much what I have for my main tools. Airbrush would be G, H is bucket, but I have a whole tutorial for that, and actually I'm gonna be working with Clip Studio to put out an actual like layout and stuff video for them. This eye is too much to the right. Yeah. If I could, I would just shift all this eye to the right a little bit. Let's try that. Let's try to shift everything. So, oops. I gotta fill up these gaps again. Skin. I gotta fill in those gaps later. It's gonna be hard to turn off all the layers and slowly one by one put them back together. So 5 minutes. See you, man. See ya, Indigo Town. Thanks. Yeah. Highlight too bright. Let's add some highlights to your shoulder. Just one there. Very subtle. Got a lot more to go. A lot more to do after I get off. Probably not tonight. Sleepy. Go straight to sleep. That bump's bothering me. I thought it would look cool just to break up that shape a little bit. But it doesn't feel right now. Just try this. We gotta lead into it, so it's not just like nothing there. Yeah, that helps. That helps, but it looks too monotonous over here now. Thanks, Gio Rui, for dropping by. He says, thanks for sharing your tips. No problem. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So again, if you guys are interested in the final work, brushes, videos, all that stuff, and you want to see more of this stuff, it would help me a lot if you would support me on my Patreon, or go to my Gumroad store, or subscribe, or like, whatever you want to do. It all helps. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I don't know when the next time we'll be streaming is, but hopefully soon. We'll see. Thanks. Yeah, hold on a sec. Let me set this up so I can say goodbye properly. Where's my music? Ah. Here it is. Alright, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Jet. We're jetting out of here. And take care until next time. Bada, bop, boom. Pieces.